People are very dedicated to the drop, and like so many people will take a photo and like sit there and video and they have no idea when it will come out. I'm Bree. I'm the founder of AUTOPHOTO. I found a photo booth 10 years ago in a thrift store, and now I've gone down a rabbit hole and own AUTOPHOTO. The space here in New York City kind of got inspired by the International Photo Booth Convention. Since this year marks the centennial of the invention of the photo booth, we wanted to host the International Photo Booth Convention here in New York, where it was invented. And so with the planning of that, we really wanted to tell the history of 100 years. When you first come into the space, we have booths from every era, so like people can like use each booth from different time periods, and they're all a little different. And then as you go back farther into the gallery, we have exhibits that tell the history of 100 years of the photo booth. We're really honored to have on loan the original camera from the inventor, AUTOPHOTO, and his granddaughter gave us some never seen before pieces that we're able to show here. We have some newspaper articles that interviewed the inventor back in like the 20s. We have a photo booth strip of him and his dog, which is really beautiful. So like 100-year-old photo. I think it sinks into people's minds how that tangible object like lasts beyond your lifetime. It's forever. And so it's really special. There's 7 working booths, and then there's 2 others that are going to be refurbished. So any money that we're making here at the space goes towards refurbishing the next booth. AUTOPHOTO is actually the original company name who mass-produced these photo booths back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, until digital came along, and then they went under. When I was finding these booths and restoring them and giving them life again, it kind of this year felt right to reclaim the name, to keep the name alive as well. The museum here is almost like a lab. Like we've done a little something different in each booth to kind of test kind of possible futures of analog booths, like with updated flashes, but still doing the analog process. So we've had to tweak several things, but after we have all the supplies we need and the booth is aligned and working, it's basically like, it used to be coin op, but now we've updated so it can take card, and then it activates like a pulse system, which then like triggers a relay to start the camera. So with the flash sync with the shutter goes at the same time, and then it will trip the trigger, and then it opens the carrier, and it's kind of easier to understand visually to see, but then the carrier goes through a tiny darkroom basically. So there's 14 tanks of your basic darkroom chemistry and a lot of water baths in between. And so once the photo strip goes through that, it comes out the delivery and gives it to the buyer. I think pandemic really made people realize the tangible, and like getting memories with their loved ones to hold on to was important again. And so that has definitely resurged the use of analog booths, and now they're very popular. I guess the reception of the how people have embraced the museum has been way more than I ever expected, honestly. It's really quite rewarding getting to see like engagements happen, or like birth announcements, or like somebody, I don't know, there's just like all these special moments, people coming in and like just with their friends, and I don't even know if it's fully synced in yet because it's still so fresh and new, but it's really exciting what we're doing here and what we have planned for the future.